Hello, namaste, great morning. Hello, everyone. Well, this morning, rather than doing a few other ones, and I will get to Kabir again because Kabir is wonderful, but I wanted to read today from Indian Spirit. Okay. Now, those that have been on this path for quite some time, I think you'll recognize a great similarity in these quotes and what you are being taught here. Okay, so let's see what we have. This one is from a Teton Sioux song, Wankantanka. When I pray to him, he hears me. Whatever is good, he grants me. Okay. So again, when you pray, what do I always say? Ask for the best of the situation be done. Okay? Ask for the best. Because that's what God will always give, the best of a situation. Okay. The next one is from Absaroke. Okay. And we have, all of these are wonderful. This is Medicine Crow. Okay. When a person is on a vision quest, he must have certain attitudes and intentions for his prayers to be sincere, and then he must carry these over into his daily life. It is easy to forget what you learned during this trial, unless you remember to carry on your prayer continually during every day of your life. You will not have learned one of the most important purposes of the vision quest. Each time we talk about one of our sacred rites, you will hear me talk about the spiritual attitudes which a person must possess as that person participates in any rite. It is possible to learn the outer steps that must be accomplished in a rite without learning the inner meanings that are key to the sacred traditions. Each seeker must therefore open his heart to the great mystery as he tries to follow the sacred way, because the perfect accomplishment of the outer steps of a rite will be worth nothing without the knowledge of the inner meanings. Okay? So again, same thing as this path. 24/7, you have to do your practices, what you're doing. You have to do it sacredness. You have to do it with the right attitude. And you have to look for the deeper. It's not just the external things. You have to go into the deeper things. So that was by Yellowtail. Okay. This one is by Black Elk and Oglala Lakota. Now, I want you to hear this, because where do I tell you to keep your attention? In the spiritual heart center. So let's see what Black Elk has to say about the spiritual heart center. Okay? I am blind and do not see the things of this world, but when the light comes from above, it enlivens my heart, and I can see, for the eye of my heart sees everything. The heart is a sanctuary, at the center of which there is a little space, wherein the Great Spirit dwells. And this is the eye. This is the eye of the Great Spirit, by which he sees all things and through which we see him. If the heart is not pure, the Great Spirit cannot be seen. And if you should die in this ignorance, your soul cannot return immediately to the Great Spirit, but it must be purified by wandering about in the world. In order to know the center of the heart, where the Great Spirit dwells, you must be pure and good, and live in the manner that the Great Spirit has taught us. The man who is thus pure contains the universe in the pocket of his heart. Now, where have you heard these types of guidances before? Okay. It is good to have a reminder of death before us, for it helps us to understand the impermanence of life on this earth, and this understanding may aid us in preparing for our own death. He who is well prepared is he who knows that he is nothing compared with Wankan Tonkin, who is everything, and he knows then that this world is not real. Okay? Again, why have I said they have the goat sacrifices, the Kali Mandirs? To show that life is impermanent. It's gone in a second. Okay? And again, keep your focus on that divine is. Wankantaka. Okay? Same thing. Keep your attention in the heart center. See from the heart center. Okay? All this, the Kundalini energy arises from that great spirit or divine is, Kundalini, whatever you wish to call it. Okay? We saw the great spirit's work in almost everything: sun, moon, trees, wind, and mountains. Sometimes we approached him through these things. Was that so bad? I think we have a true belief in the Supreme Being, a stronger faith than that of most whites who have called us pagans. Indians living close to nature, and nature's ruler are not living in darkness. Did you know that trees talk? Well, they do. They talk to each other, and they'll talk to you if you'll listen. Trouble is, white people don't listen. They never learned to listen to the Indians, so I don't suppose they'll listen to other voices in nature. But I have learned a lot from trees. Sometimes about the weather, sometimes about animals, sometimes about the Great Spirit. That's from Walking Buffalo. Okay. So again, what do I tell you? Go out in nature. Spend time in nature. That's my very first thing I started learning from was trees. In fact, you can learn a lot of lessons from trees. They stand and they give and they ask nothing in response. Okay? You can learn so much from trees if you spend the time to be in quietude, in nature, and open all your senses. You can begin to learn. And nature is a great place to do that. Okay, here's another one, a Mohawk proverb. Remember that your children are not your own, but are lent to you by the great Creator. This is what I tell parents that are so caught up in their children. You give them a form, but they have lived many lives. They have their own journey. You cannot dictate their journey. Okay? Okay, next is from Red Cloud in Ogallala, Lakota. My sun is set. My day is done. Darkness is stealing over me. Before I lie down to rise no more, I will speak to my people. Hear me, my friends, for it is not the time for me to tell you a lie. The Great Spirit made us, the Indians, and gave us this land we live in. He gave us the buffalo, the antelope, and the deer for food and clothing. We fought our enemies and feasted our friends. Our braves drove away all those who would take our game. Our children were many and our herds were large. Old men talked with spirits and made good medicine. Our young men herded the horses and made love to the girls. Where the teepee was, there we stayed, and no house imprisoned us. No one said To this line is my land, and to that is yours. In this way our fathers lived and were happy. They sang the Indian songs, and would be the Lakotas were, not as the white men are. Shadows are long and dark before me. I shall soon lie down to rise no more. While my spirit is with my body, the smoke of my breath shall be towards the sun, for he knows all things and knows that I am still true to him. Okay, what do I tell you sometimes for grounding? Take your shoes off. Walk on the earth. Take your shoes off. Walk on the earth. Okay, go out and walk in the grass. Go out and walk on the earth. This is from Standing Bear in Ogallala, Lakota. The Lakota loved the earth, all things of the earth. The attachment growing with age. The old people came literally to love the soil, and they sat or reclined on the ground with a feeling of being close to a mothering power. It was good for the skin to touch the earth, and the old people liked to remove their moccasins and walk with bare feet on sacred earth. Their teepees were built upon the earth, and their altars were made of earth. It was the final abiding place of all things that lived and grew. The soil was soothing, strengthening, cleansing, and healing. That is why the old Indian still sits upon the earth instead of propping himself up and away from its life-giving forces. For him, to sit or lie upon the ground is to be able to think more deeply and to feel more keenly. He can see more clearly into the mysteries of life and come closer in kinship to other lives around him. The old Lakota was wise. He knew that man's heart away from nature becomes hard. He knew that lack of respect for growing, living things soon led to a lack of respect for humans too. So he kept his youth close to its softening influence. This one is from Ohiesa, Awapetan, Dakota. The truly brave man, we contend, yields neither to fear, nor anger, desire, nor agony. He is at all times master of himself. So I just wanted to share a few of those this morning. Yeah. Well, I'm going to read the last one right here for today. This is from Rolling Thunder, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce. My friends, I have been asked to show you my heart. I am glad to have a chance to do so. I want the white people to understand my people. Some of you think an Indian is like a wild animal. This is a great mistake. I will tell you all about our people, and then you can judge whether an Indian is a man or not. I believe much trouble and blood would be saved if we opened our hearts more. I will tell you in my way how the Indian sees things. The white man has more words to tell you how they look to him, but it does not require many words to speak the truth. What I have to say will come from the heart, and I will speak with a straight tongue. The Great Spirit is looking at me and will hear me. Our fathers gave us many laws which they had learned from their fathers, and these laws were good. They told us to treat all men as they treated us, and that we should never be the first to break a bargain. That was a disgrace to tell a lie, and that we should speak only the truth, that it is a shame for one man to take from another his wife or his property without paying for it. We were taught to believe that the Great Spirit sees and hears everything, and that he never forgets. And hereafter he will give every man a spirit home according to his deserts. If he has been a good man, he will have a good home. If he has been a bad man, he will have a bad home. This I believe, and all my people believe the same. Okay? Karma. Okay? Karma. So again, you know, this book is all these chiefs of the various tribes. Okay? And some of the wisdom that is there. So you'll see that really, in the end, it's nothing different than what you're taught here. Okay? Truth is truth is truth. I don't care by what methodology you get to it. Okay? It just has different scenery along the way. That's all I say. Every path has different scenery along the way, but the end point is the same. One and the same end point. Whether you want to call it Wankantaka, or the Great Is, or the Great Spirit, or Allah. Okay? It doesn't matter. There's only one in the end. So many names, so many different descriptions people want to use, but it is one and the same, always. Okay? So this is why I keep saying again and again and again, you know, to enjoy different paths, enjoy what's there. Let it be a celebration, you know. So I'm going to leave this here, and I hope you've enjoyed this morning. Again, this is called Indian Spirit. I'm going to see if I can find... they had another book out. This is an old book. But they have another one out for the women of the tribe that were their sayings and things, I guess. So I'm going to see if I can find that book. But this one is all the men, the chiefs. I think it's all chiefs of tribes. So, again, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Today is Sunday, June 3rd. As far as Running Bear, I haven't heard anything more. So if I hear something, I will let you know. Obviously, I'm still here. I haven't left yet. So we will see what's going on. When Grey Wolf gets a moment to get in touch with me, the minute I hear something, I will let you know. Okay, so let's continue to keep them in our prayers, because I haven't heard anything too different yet as far as what's happening with that. So namaste, have a great day, and thank you for tuning in.